What we are going to do today is our spiritual weather report. This is something new that I've started for a few months now, and I personally find it amazing to track the energies of what's happening, just like you would the weather when you're making plans. So for you, you get this opportunity to understand what the undercurrents of energy that are happening in your life and maybe why certain things are coming up, maybe why certain things are stuck. It helps you to decipher and interpret the energy, the symbolism, the meaning, the communication inside of your life, inside of what is happening in your life. So if you feel stuck, or if you feel really energized, if you feel full of creativity, or if you feel sad and full of grief, if you are waking up to realizing that you have a lot of relationships that aren't what you thought they were, they're not truly supportive, loving, they're perhaps even limiting or burdening or critical or damaging. And this could be with work, this could be with a loved one, this could be with family, this could be with friends, it could be with all different forms, and it could be with yourself. So, okay, we're going to dive in right now, and we're going to let me share my screen so we can all see the fun and happiness that's happening here. Okay, good. So what we've got now is July 11th. We're almost to the center of the month, and it's the full moon in 2 days on the 13th. So what you have going on right now is you are already feeling the full moon energies. And it's a super moon. A super moon means it's closer. That means it's bigger. That means the closer you are to something, the more powerful its effect on you, right? You feel its energy more, you sense its energy more. And that means that all the things that a full moon is, things like illuminating, things like fruition, completion, enjoying the harvest, enlightening, lighting up, opening portals. There's all kinds of energy around what a full moon is about. And a super full moon means all of those things are intensified. They're exaggerated or amplified. So why is that helpful for you? Well, starting today, if you haven't felt it already this weekend, it's very important because for a few days before and after the peak of a moon, full moon, or any other thing that we talk about, what you discover is the energies can be felt. So now we're ramping up. Maybe you've got some things coming up within you, desires and yearnings, thoughts and memories, maybe old patterns. I'll tell you something amazing that happened to me last week was I'm incorporating more movement into my day because I have a very changing schedule, let's put it that way. And I like to do certain things every day, and I can get very caught up in the energies of what's happening and realize at the end of the day, oh, I didn't do this or that. I like to go swim in the ocean if I can. I like to do yoga type stretching poses. I like to do my light body and energy cleansing and work. I always do that. That's never an option. And I used to do something called dance church. Okay, it wasn't a church, it was a dance studio in Encinitas when I lived in California. And every Sunday for like 3 hours, these people rented the dance studio, and you came and you paid a very small little fee, and they played music, and that was it. Nobody talked. At the end, we did a little meditation and a gratitude. However, you could come and never speak to anybody. You could come and wander around this dance studio while they played the music and just do whatever you want. You got to just express yourself, be in the music. I used to sit under the speaker and literally could see and feel the energy because I'm a sensitive that way and intuitive that's one reason I love to teach my intuition camp, summer camp, which is coming up. So make sure you join us end of the month. And it felt like it was pouring out of the speaker like water, like over me. And if I danced, if I stood right underneath it, it would pour into me and through me. And I felt it. I had a different kind of experience with it. So it's like that. You're ramping up, then you're going to just be in the light and all of it, just be absorbed by it. And then it's going to wane. It's going to ramp down, but you're still going to have that light. So the whole week is really, up until probably Sunday, is going to be full of super moon, full moon energy. So right now, just make a note for yourself. Watch for big, intense, more, everything amplifying. Maybe your emotions are amplifying. In general, the moon energy is a feminine energy. This doesn't mean girl, it means feminine energy, yin energy. Yin energy is a creative energy. It's receptive energy. It's negative, not in a negative, bad, good way, but polarities, way, positive, negative, being poles, types of energy. And we need this now. We need to be bathed in the most powerful light of the divine feminine, the silver ray, the silver light. If you go to shop.nanakasha.com, there's a link below always to the shop. We give away the scale of vibrational consciousness, the chart of the rays, and a bunch of other things that I feel are really important tools. So you can take a look at the chart of the rays to see what the different colors mean. But the silver ray and the gold ray are like saying above and below, or masculine and feminine, or black and white, or yin and yang, or material or spiritual. Everything is energy, and it forms polarities and relationships with each other. So do we. We're just an expression of that inner energy. So what's going to happen if you have more light, more intensity? You might see a lot of the emotion happening. We're still in Cancer season. We're still deep in emotion. Keep in mind, Cancer and emotion is a very homey feeling. It's the joy of being at home and enjoying your hearth. And we have Vesta, which is an asteroid named after a goddess, and we have several of those. And those are starting to go retrograde. And Vesta is the goddess of the hearth and the home. And Cancer loves to be home, loves to nurture and cook, or to garden, or to make things beautiful, or just be. And this may be somewhere else. Maybe you go on vacation and you're home at your little cabin by the lake or something. Doesn't mean you have to be at home. But that energy is still underriding all these energies that are coming and going right now. So are you being triggered? Is there a lot of emotion coming up? Are you getting overwhelmed or lost in it? That's a very common thing. If you haven't begun to do your energy work and continue your spiritual conscious raising and evolution, then the more you consciously step in and say, I want to feel, see, hear, understand, interpret energies, light languages, senses in new ways. I'm ready. We're all ready. It's happening. So I would take this time to say, wow, deep emotion. Now, what else is that? Every sign, every energy, so Cancer being a water sign, it also has its power state. It has its state where it's out of balance, right? It's overwhelmed by emotion. And if that's happening to you, then you want to say, I don't need to be overwhelmed by emotion. And I'm going to use this super full moon energy to shine this light instead of just making more emotion, or maybe I'm seeing more of the emotion. Maybe more heavy energies are coming into view and memories. So I was doing the dance church thing, which I loved. I decided to do that. So all day I was in and up and down, in and out around the room, and with my headphones on. We have to be in the same room right now during the day because of the construction. And I just started to dance, and then I was visioning, and I was channeling, and I was doing my energy and my light body work. And once I'd cleansed my body, I realized I was suddenly doing things. They were coming from memory. I was a ballerina when I was younger. I was the youngest in the adult class on toe and all this kind of thing. So very strong, and I was an athlete as well. And I was a ballerina, and I loved it, loved it, loved it. But then I got to my preteen years and decided it was kind of stupid, and I didn't want to look stupid, and I stopped. And all of a sudden, I wasn't just dancing and flowing and moving my body and getting my exercise, getting my body movement exercise, as well as my chakra movement. Like, all of these things happen in this. And my body literally became my younger body, and not that it looked different, okay? Within, the energy took over of my 8-year-old, and I began to do ballet with balance and precision that I don't think I have right now in my current body relationship experience. I bent over all the way. I had one foot up and pointed arms and feet, and I was balanced, and it went on for at least 5 minutes. And then there was another. So these past memories and emotions were coming up from my cellular memory, from different parts of me. And then they were expressing through me. And it was really empowering. It really was like stepping into the driver's seat, because I was like, I am those things. I am still that ballerina, even though my body is 62 and not 8. It's in there, who I was, what I did, what I remember. So in positive and empowering ways, and in ones that don't empower or disempower or drain you, you've got those things in there. So this may be part of what comes up for you too, in this big light with this deep emotion. But emotional mastery is the empowered, balanced side of this Cancer energy. So that's here. And you get to decide, where do you want this light to shine? Do you want it to keep looking at your problems? One of the things that's happening is we don't have to keep saying, what else is wrong with me? What else is wrong with me? What else is wrong with me anymore? Because it's time to bring our focus back to our path and become a conscious co-creator in our direction and the speed of which we travel and process. You know, you might process something really so heavily emotional that you can't get out of bed for 3 days. Don't sit in bed for 3 days judging yourself and being, feeling bad and stupid and wasting that energy. That is a moment to rest and to listen, to be. Let go of every conversation. Oh, I should be doing that, and I wish it was different. All of that stuff is distraction. Every time you are not accepting what is happening in your moment, you are not on your path being a conscious co-creator. Now, you're distracted over here going, why isn't it faster? And why isn't it over? And I don't think I can do it. And I did it in the past, and whatever else, right? There's lots of conversations going on in the head. So I want you to start to say, I don't need it to be all the way to perfect in 1 minute. I can step by step, moment by moment, day by day, become more light, become more aligned with my skills, with my communication. So I highly, highly recommend that you join the Intuition Awakening class. Just send me an email if you have questions. There's returning students have a special payment and price, and new students have 3 different ways to pay. I made it as easy as possible for you to join, because I couldn't think of a better time than in the year of unity, after the 6 months that we've had, 6-7 months that we've had of going deep and digging up the dark stuff, this old patterns and emotions that have been coming up and out of us and through the eclipse and all of this, and now starting to grow, now starting to feel a little more empowered. This is a perfect launching place. So if you haven't taken the class before, the minute you sign up, you get entire first last year. You get all the videos, all the audios. You can start doing, you get your bonuses. So you can start increasing your intuition, your intuitive skills, your clairvoyance, your clairaudience, whatever other senses you have. There are so many levels of this. This was an outrageously awesome class. People have been asking and asking since we stopped to keep going, or when it's going to happen again. And we do have a practice and play element to it. So it just takes it all the way in. So either way, if you feel drawn to that, fantastic. There's a link below, or check it out in the shop. There's a page that tells you a little more. But now let's look at using the Cancer emotion energy and the bright energy of the moon and the silver goddess ray infusing us, nurturing us, nourishing us, which we really need right now, right? To release self-sabotage. So I want you to say, okay, if I'm in this energy, I get to choose. And I get to choose that the Cancer energy that I'm walking through, this deep, deep, emotional, watery energy, it's soothing, it's purifying, it's nurturing me. It's like womb water. It's going to balance me, okay? And I'm not attached to things. Emotion is power, all right? So there's 3 supermoons this year, and I give you these different little tidbits of energy because some of you are going to trigger from this. It's going to mean something to you. This is the middle one. So we're in the middle of a pattern. The next supermoon, the first one was last month. The next one is next month. That's kind of unusual. So we are in the whole summer, which is another reason why doing the intuition is so awesome. And then we're going to come out of it into the equinox, and you can come here to my beach home, and we're going to go to the pyramids and do sacred ceremony and take all of that to the next level. So you're in the middle of a pattern. So this is a beautiful time to think of the whole summer, all the way through August, as being something that your pattern may be unfolding. You don't want to grasp, and you don't want to get desperate, and you don't want it to be over. It still amazes me because I've been through all of this. It's why I understand. I've been working on myself and other people for 30 some years, and going deeper and deeper, and what's underneath that, and what's behind that, and what's the quickest, simplest way, and what is absolutely really necessary, and what is just dogma and silliness. And I can tell you that if you just strip away the problems, the fears, and this stuff, the distractions, the self-judgment, you just start noticing it and taking it off. Like it's like a leech that came back, and you just take it off and you put it down. You're going to start to feel much more strong, centered, and sure-footed. So the full moon is in Capricorn, and that sign is a goat with a water tail. So it's still in motion, but goats on land are extremely sure-footed. They're very headstrong. They have a great sense of humor. They're really good with money. So if those energies are infused in the light of the full moon, what can you do with those energies? Get back into a lighter, more fun path, and know no matter how rocky it is, you have the sure-footedness within you to traverse any path. So that's a really key energy this week you bring with you. Okay? Now, 3 in a row gives you a trinity energy. To me, that forms a pyramid or a triangle or a tetrahedron, and it's a gateway to release and purge and let go of old, heavy stuff that's not serving you. So again, you could write that down. I'm ready and willing and open and receptive to receive this purge, to receive this sure-footedness, to choose to walk through this emotional time with mastery and release and purge all that's not serving me into this full moon illumination. So here's a few things. You can think about your goals, your dreams, your ambitions. Are you going after things that you really are irrelevant for you now, but you've been in program with them for years, or for this whole life, or for many lives? You've got to have that. And so it's in the back of your mind, making you feel incomplete and pushing you that you're not done yet. You can't relax yet. You can't take time off yet. I want you to watch for that voice and take some time off. Think about, wow, what is my dream? Chris and I are sitting here just amazed every day, walking around in love with our lives, in love with the trees, the coconut trees, the land. We talk to it, we connect to it. Every step of the way was not easy. We've been through a lot of pain, a lot of loss, a lot of pain, blah, 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 like everyone else. But when you wake up and realize this is the life I've always dreamed of, instead of chasing, what if right now, right here, you found parts of your dreams? And maybe parts of those dreams are you're not sitting on the mountaintop like you want to. Maybe that's your dream. But you realized getting to a mountaintop is vital for you. And you're going to go, and you're going to take steps to being there more often. And you're going to maybe go for 3 months, and maybe rent a cabin, and maybe try different places. Or you're going to visualize, and you're going to give yourself a meditation to be on that mountaintop. And in any way, you're going to look at pictures, and you're going to put YouTube videos with beautiful mountains and music in the background. You're going to look at these things, and you're going to visualize and mental rehearse before you go to bed. All right? Your goals and dreams aren't the same as what they were certainly your whole life, but even last month. We're evolving too fast. And this is part of the breakdown, the metamorphosis that we're seeing. Everything is breaking down. The way you thought things worked, who you thought you were, what you thought you needed. So are you blocking your progress or clarity to see what you really want to do? and what is optimal for your heart. So most likely there's a fear, a belief, a mental program, there's an emotional vow, soul contract, energy. I see energies, I see them in different ways. You have energies in your light body, that's your mental, emotional, physical, spiritual chakras, all the levels of the energy structure that makes up you, so you can get in as this infinite being with a specific plan. You can get inside of it. We carry energies from other lives, wounds in the soul, vows that we don't remember, and they live in these different parts of us. To one degree or another, they're being pushed up to the surface, as we've been talking about for months now. And so, where are you blocking your progress or your ability, your clarity, willingness even to really know what you want and what's optimal for your heart? Maybe you don't think you're good enough, but guess what? You're perfectly designed for what's in your heart. You're not perfectly designed for what everything else in your life has told you you needed to be, do, or have. Okay? So look at how you're spending your time, how you're spending your mental energy. The Capricorn energy is about responsibility. It's that sure-footedness, and it's very fun. But look at both and all sides of the ideas, of your goals, of your ideas of what you wanted. And don't just automatically go, oh, well, I'm not responsible enough. So the theme of responsibility this week is going to come up. Do you feel burdened, pulled, over responsible to others and to other relationships, jobs, commitments? And is it finally time to say, I can't do it, and stop feeling guilty and draining yourself and putting yourself last because you've made these things, whether just in your own head or maybe actually to people? Everybody could move on. If you were suddenly laid up in the hospital with a broken leg and couldn't do anything, everybody would figure out how to do it. And you free others to empower themselves and to find more options and perhaps something that's more optimal for them as well, instead of trying to be everything to everybody. So responsible, take a look at this. Where are you burdened by a sense of responsibility? What obligations do you feel a duty or a fear or an exhaustion drained around? And how is it depleting you? Okay, where have you abdicated your responsibility and power in your own path? Are you taking responsibility for your choices, or are you letting everyone else tell you what to do? Are you acquiescing to the old you that said, oh, okay, don't speak up, I don't want to ruffle any waves, you know, it's bad or it's dangerous in some way for me to explain or to speak up or to share? Or some of my clients have had, you know, oh, nobody listens to me anyway, nobody values what I say, so I stop speaking up. But this is about your inner authority. Okay, so there's responsibility, and what have you hooked yourself, shackled yourself to, burdened yourself with energetically, mentally, and emotionally over, oh, I have to be responsible for this and I can't ever do that, and this person has to be here. If you think there's only one way for you to have your life, let's say that you are in a moment when you aren't fully physically functional and you actually have to allow others to help you. Well, in that sense, if you allow others to help you, you are receiving something so that you can then listen internally. But most people have stopped taking responsibility for themselves, realizing you have a choice in what you think things mean. You have a choice in what you feel, who you're with. You are not trapped in your life as much as you may feel like it. Oh, I don't make any money, so I can't leave. This isn't true. It happens all the time. There are ways, there are paths. So can you trust yourself or your soul? Where are you not doing it? How can you step back into being the person who is actually responsible for your thoughts, your feelings, your energies? Get yourself out of toxic relationships and find those ones that are lighting up right now, that are beautiful and wonderful all around you. Yes, you deserve it. Stop the conversation of I'm not enough and I can't. So where's the new door illuminated by the full moon? Take responsibility for the areas where you're not creating your life. So I think that it was supposed to say, where is the new door illuminating illuminated by the full moon? Where is that? That's something that happens right now. Right now, like even right now, I'm seeing a lot of doorways illuminated for people. So this is an internal energy thing. This is listening on multiple levels. Your intuitive skills are not just when I sit down to meditate and I light a candle and I do my breathing, then I can, meditate and feel calm enough that maybe I get a message. I'm sorry to tell you that, no, I'm excited to tell you that there's information around you, infinite amounts going out as far as forever, already there. It's not, if you have to wait for that moment, of course you should do your meditation. Please take time to listen. Please take time to write. Please take time to receive. Please take time to visualize and do your mental rehearsal. Please take time. There's lots and lots of ways in my shop for you to do that. And here's the thing, you don't have to figure it out. Just turn on an audio and do it until you get the pattern, the habit, right? But if you aren't paying attention to the things that are lighting up because you're looking down or you're looking back or you're thinking too much or you're upset with other people or you keep getting triggered by the news, you have abdicated taking care of yourself. So this is a beautiful full moon. Some people are saying, oh, it's a heavy full moon and all that. And I felt into it. I thought, I don't feel heavy, but it could feel heavy because its responsibility doesn't sound fun. I didn't used to like that word. Now I'm like, I am responsible for me and I have the power and I have the knowledge and I have the inner programming. I'm going to trust myself. I'm going to develop my inner authority. I'm going to keep increasing my intuitive skills. I'm going to keep practicing and applying it instead of avoiding it and letting everyone else tell me what's right for me. So take responsibility for the areas where you are not creating your life as you know that you could or are called to. Because is what you're doing right now what your heart really wants? Are you listening to your heart? Are you saying, oh, I know my heart wants that, but I have this obligation and I have this thing and I have that thing and I have this other thing. So I'm just going to have to. If you don't start listening to the energies, you're going to constantly be in uncertainty. You're going to constantly be like, oh, what happened? Why did it happen? Oh, I didn't know it was going to happen. You've got to get consciously back in and say, I need to be responsible. If you're going to go drive your whole family and people you love, a whole car full of people you love, to a new destination, are you going to get up, fall out of bed, not get dressed, drink booze? Are you going to be in a state that is not safe and responsible to take on that role at that time? No, but this is what we do to ourselves. So am I doing the same things over and over and thinking the same thought over and over? This is a big one right now. And I can tell you that if you can pay attention and be like, I stay awake at night lately a lot. I wake up and then it's hours. So I don't get frustrated. I don't leave. I know that it's a sacred time, but because I've really been taking it to heart that I want to be open to what is coming through to me in that moment, that I started to notice how much my mind, my logical conscious mind, wanted to start sucking me into a bunch of to-dos. Oh, okay, what's happening tomorrow? Who do I have to call? Do I have that? This will happen. Detail, 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 thought, logic, line it up, make it happen. Here's the thing, I've already thought that. I've already thought it many times. I've already planned it. So it's a repetitive thought that is not adding to the storyline. If you know anything about writing, it doesn't further the storyline or your understanding of the characters or the underlying message or theme of the story. It's just standing there doing the same thing that you've already done. And we've been taught to be so afraid of making a mistake or whatever you want to call it, that is like a stall. Okay, so look for those. This is bright light, full moon energy. Look for those. Now ask yourself, is my energy productive, loving, nurturing, growing, inspiring? Or is it like hitting your head over and over on the same or a similar roadblock? Look at where your mind is. Is it hitting a block? Your emotions, is it hitting a block? If it's repeating and repeating the same message, the same symbol, the same feeling, the same sting on the same hand, whatever it is, it's a message, it's talking to you. time to open your intuition and step into the truth, because you're receiving a lot of information, and maybe you're not delivering the package. Maybe you're not receiving the package. Maybe there's a whole lot of stuff going on within and around you that you are still feeling helpless or a victim of your circumstances, your thought, or your past, or that you can't hear your higher self, or that you wouldn't this, or that your family thinks your spirituality is weird and it triggers them. Well, okay, sorry. I'm not here to do everything to please you. This is not why we're here. We were told that, but you're not. And it isn't about making them wrong. Are you ready to step back into the picture, your picture, and take the wheel, the driver's seat back? If that feels weird to you, you want somebody else's permission. You want somebody else. What if I can't? What if I didn't? I made mistakes in the past. You and everybody else. Get into the light. You have to intend and trust your ability to drive your own life. And right now is an excellent time to use these energies of Capricorn and Cancer, and Vesta, and step in to being the one, because you're more sure-footed. You have the blueprint inside of you, okay? So everyone else is projecting onto you what they want from you. And because you have patterns and lifetimes and relationships and families and ancestral lineages and vows and contracts are things that energies, decisions you make either with yourself or others, usually in another part of your soul or another life, where something super dramatic happens and you say, I'm never ever doing this again. And now you're here going, I'm ready to do this again, like speak up, and you're hitting this wall. All right. So the Capricorn energy is also deep water and earth. You can climb into the heights. You can go deep into the depths, ground into the love and lightness, and use that. Go all over. I used to have goats. They love to run and play and jump and climb. Go all over yourself. So the heavy energy is also that's supposedly here. I think it's better to think of it as like, oh, I'm in the middle and I can choose, because it doesn't have to be heavy. And yet if stuff comes up that's heavy, that's okay. Our goal is not to feel happy every minute of every day. It's to understand that I can consciously say I could be there or here. Where is optimal for me at this time? And I now don't feel separated from certain states, and I don't feel desperate for certain states, and I don't feel stuck in certain states. So Pluto, it stirs up fears and old dark energy. So this is great because wash it away with the light, wash it away with the heavy energies. So let's just take a look at July, and then we're going to do a super full moon meditation here. So July energies are abundance, okay, in growth and emotional depth, spiritual and intuitive connection, sure-footed inner illumination, leading to a realignment with power, responsibility, and embodying your truth. So we're partway through July. The whole thing kind of flows up and down and in and out like a little journey. And this month is for awakening the soul. This is an excellent time to activate and up-level your intuition and rebirth your belief in yourself. So whatever you're planning, whatever you already have planned, or if you haven't planned some of these things you're going to do in the summer, it's a beautiful time the next few weeks to say, what could I do? What would be something that would rebirth my belief in myself? Because that's what we do in Intuition Awakening. We are reconnecting you over and over. And believe me, people leave just stunned that they're so amazingly fabulous. The planet and society will continue to get more intense. It's just going to happen. You just say, oh, okay, this is happening. Defensive, argumentative, filled with energies that are pulling further apart. So why not gift yourself by being in a wider view, step back from it, watch the people pulling and arguing and everybody saying, I get to tell my truth. This is just telling the truth. Now you're trying to limit me, but your truth is trying to tell someone else that their truth is wrong. And this truth is wrong and that truth is wrong. And it becomes humorous if you step outside of the chaos that's going around and around. I'm a mama, this is my truth. I'm a mama, that's my truth. Your truth stepped on my truth. Guess what? Pull out of everyone else's drama. You aren't here to tell everybody else what to do. And if you are here to do some role in helping change on the planet, becoming yourself, not get caught up in defensive energies is going to be way more empowering. You're going to have a bigger impact. So we get to have a wider view and an extended potential right now because as people are exploring a hidden extreme, right? They think they're listening to the ultimate truth and they feel they need to force it to others, but there's no clarity in that. When you feel like you've got to tell somebody, judge somebody, do something, you're not in clarity and you're not in acceptance. You're in judgment. We're in an evolutionary crossroads of learning to care and live as one. But we're also reclaiming our unique individual spiritual nature. So each person's truth is only one small facet of the whole, filled with an infinite number of realities and perspectives, every one of them as valid as the next, whether you like it or not. But you don't have to live in somebody else's perspective, and that's what we've been doing. We've been living in the group mind, the collective conscious, and it's been run by patriarchy, meaning rules and institutions and giving your power away because we've all been convinced, and at some point, yes, being in a village meant you lived a lot longer than being by yourself in the woods. Now, your individual spirituality is the only thing you need a connection to know your truth, to know what's best for you, to access any of your talents or skills. And if you get your intuition skills, you most likely have them already, right? Using them already. Everybody has them. They just keep opening, and there's more. They're like a fractal. So it doesn't matter how many times you keep expanding it, you start having different experiences, more clear experiences, and they change and they evolve. So the sooner you begin to discover and live and speak and eat and think and see from a higher, less emotionally imprisoned idea, the sooner you'll feel the ability to scale any mountain and swim the seas too. Now's the time to make solid choices and follow it up with steps. The more uncertain and uneven the path, the better for you right now. So don't wait for things outside of you to become even. The goat, the Capricorn, loves those uneven surfaces. And even though it doesn't have like tennis shoes on the bottom of its feet, it has these, hoofs, it isn't deterred in any way by uneven, high, or heights, any of that stuff, any energy. So energetically, think about that. You are perfectly positioned and supported right now to walk through some rocky roads, uncertain roads, scale some heights, energetically, emotionally, relationships. So the Capricorn supermoon is lighting the way and giving you steady balance and confidence to thrive in any rocky situation. Okay, so this is how we interpret the energies. You keep looking deeper. What does that mean? And what could that mean? And how could that be turned into a way for me to look at the things in my life so I can understand what's happening and I can step back into being the driver's seat, right? Alter your soul. Your soul is awakening more, and it's time to believe in freedom for all without taking responsibility for others. You don't have to make them free. You don't have to tell them to be free. You don't have to free them. You need to free yourself. So be responsible for what you give and do with your energy, thoughts, and emotions. How do you see others? Do you let their emotions carry you away, or are you choosing? Okay, you really got to look at that, because most of the time you're not choosing. You think you are, but you're not. Your mind is, your programs are, your patterns are, somebody else is in your head telling you what to do. So I work with a lot of women and look with a lot of women who are changing their relationships and their dynamics and their beliefs in themselves and their worthiness. And there's a lot of difficulty because of patterns in relationships that are not uncommon, like gaslighting type things. So that's not just in spouses, it's also in fathers and family and, other relationships. Where is somebody else in your head selling their agenda? When I'd worked on this stuff for a long time, when I asked for a divorce and I started to be alone more, I started to realize Every time I went in the grocery store, my dad and my husband were in my head, full on, judging every thought, every penny. You can't spend that. It's 1 penny more. What about this? What is it this? Who are you for that? Are they going to be upset if I buy this? I realized that I had been for most of my life running everything I did through what would they think? What would it be like? Is it worth it? That's not the way to live, by the way. So you can be free of that. So sit in acceptance of the heaviness or any of these things that come up and let the full moon show you the places you can step into being your own guide and healer. When you step into your inner spotlight, you will see portals and doorways and new pathways, and you may be, wow, I can't read that. Doorways and new pathways. You may not be able to see how you can cross from where you are to where is optimal for you at this time. And that's one of the things that's fun. Maybe you feel stuck. Maybe you feel lost. Maybe you're uncertain about what direction to go forward in. Make a decision or wait. Let things settle. Spend money or don't. These kinds of things. So illumination. This is the moment to know that you're awakening within and how to access the doorways that hold big potential. If you are brave enough to trust yourself and move forward into, then the Capricorn, smart, witty, strong, is going to be with you in this accelerated change. And you have to let others be who they need to be, and you need to follow your own flow. So the responsibility is not to everyone else, it's to your highest good so that you can be your purpose. So we're going to do a full supermoon journey into that idea of uncertainty and rocky and who knows what will unfold. So the last thing about 2022. So we backed up and we looked at this week and we looked at this month, and now we're just going to look at the whole year again, because we are sitting here in the middle of the year, and it is the time of realizing, oh, I'm in the middle, I'm halfway in a particular cycle. So what is 2022? Well, I talked a lot about it in the beginning of the year. It's unity, 222. Me and source, me and myself, me and connection. And then 3 2s form a gateway, and so on and so forth. So it's unity, but it's also numerologically, it's a 6. I love 3s and 6s. So 6 is flow to me. See how it's curved and it's smooth, and you come down and then woo, you maybe go really deep, which is what we're doing, right? The 6, we're at the bottom of the 6 now. We're in the middle of the 6. So we've come, and then down, 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 which is really what we did all in the spring, right? We went down deeper, 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 deeper. And now we're at the bottom of the 6. We're sort of in that bottom part, walking through the emotion, tuning into the deeper intuitive self. And then it's going to be uphill a little bit, up, but it's going to go, back to reconnection. So flow and clearing, breaking free of karmic cycles and patterns, vows, and contracts. Mostly, these are limiting and wounded and do not allow you to rise into your full essence and your full power. We're cleaning out the old and completing soul wounds, past life, or ancestral or cosmic. So again, we still have this wonderful energy of freedom. Okay, so we're going to, okay, I thought we had finished this. All right, so it's also July alive, and these things must have gotten mixed around. Your light self is the illuminated and luminous essence of who you are, and it's getting clearer. So we're in the bottom of that 6. Your intuition system is this essential part of you, and you get to begin to feel this opening. So these are some of the things in the shop. Now, the retreat in September is in the equinox. I did 5 of these here, and we go to sacred temples and spaces, and we have ceremonies and waters and love, and it's just a sensory retreat and getting away from your life. It opens you to the most powerful next possibility. So to me, the most ideal summer would be to come to the intuition camp, which is going to be over a couple of weeks, basically the first few weeks of August. And we're going to have 5 live classes. And like I said, you get access to everything else right now. So if you start right now and you have a couple of weeks And then you come and we do that together. And then you're ready in a whole new level for what's going to be possible for you in the equinox. So, whatever it is that you do in the equinox, make sure that you bring all of what's happening right now into that, because you saw the 6. We're going to have to climb a little bit in the fall. We're going to have to go back up that mountain. Okay, everybody, let's go ahead and relax. Take a deep breath in. Feel that energy expand around you, through you, over your third eye, and release it. Cleanse, clear, release, down through the body and all of the chakras, like a beautiful fountain. Say, I am ready and willing and open and receptive to step into this light, to be illuminated by this beautiful super full moon, to feel my sense of balance, confidence, support in the physical realms, that I can handle any uncertainty and any rockiness. I'm ready to see and to move forward into that. Take a deep breath in and draw the moon in. Thank you, Ishel. Thank you, Luna. Thank you, Moon. Bring that super full moon into you and feel it filling you, surrounding you, and blow it out through you. Now you feel yourself. You are in the light. This is a silver light. It is a rosy light. It has that sense of vibrant fullness. And you see yourself now completely encompassed. I am open and receptive to perceive and receive in new optimal senses those parts of me that handle any uncertainty, walk through any rockiness, feel a sense of centered assuredness. I now align. I call on Vesta to surround me with the comfort of feeling at home in myself. And I release that sense of responsibility to all others, past, present, future, this life, other lives, this time, this space, all times, all space. I complete all agreements and I step into my illumined self. I accept the responsibility and know that I have everything here to walk my path, to climb any mountain, to move through any depth. Now the energies around you and under you are rumbling and grumbling like an earthquake is beginning to happen within your field. You stand steady. You feel safe in emotions. You feel safe in reality. You feel safe with money. You feel safe. You feel strong. You feel that you can trust yourself because it is becoming more and more illuminated. You sense and seal more channels, more light moving through you and into you. You sense an expanded awareness. I am light. I am a luminous light being. I receive light. I reflect light. I am light. Slowly the light spreads out like through veins and moving, spreading out and out and out and out through your whole field. You feel your mind lifted up. All of these light, like a grid of light, connecting to all other pathways of light. You feel a strong pull as the goddess, loving, divine, feminine energies of Vesta hold you. You settle as if into a lap, a loving embrace, and safe, secure, supported in this space. You begin to glow. I am the light. I am the light. I receive the light. I taste the light. I drink in the light. I amplify the light. Pulsing, I am light. I am love. I am infinite light. I walk through this moment aligned with the deep loving embrace and support of Vesta, my higher self, my soul blueprint, those lives in my soul that are wise and ready. I am open to the doorways that are ready to be illuminated, and I know I can easily walk through them. I am the light of love and of my soul and of the sun, and I am the light of the moon and of creativity and potential. I embody the light, and I'm ready and willing to be, see, think, do, free to be focused on my luminous path. I trust and step. I receive and rejoice. I trust and reach, and I connect and expand. May the light of this moon and the strength of this moment be guided and supported by the mastery of emotion. May these waters purify us as we walk. I am ready. I am willing. I am that I am. I am light. I am sure-footed. happy, strong, and playful. I accept this new illumination portal and my next step in my evolution. I accept my spiritual gifts and my intuitive talents. I accept the powers and wisdom that I have gained, and I free myself from all limitations that keep me from being the light, receiving the light, shining the light, amplifying the light on my path of truth, and then all others. Thank you, thank you, thank you. May this circle be open yet unbroken, and this light go with us with every breath, step, thought, touch, and choice. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. That was beautiful. I enjoyed that. I will see you soon. And please reach out if you have any questions or any challenges signing up for the Intuition Camp, wondering about the retreat. Most people who sign up for the retreats, where I'm already answering questions, sending logistics. We have information. We help you with all the ideas of like where to stay and all of that. And we're putting together a complete list of everything that is included in your fee. And you can come to the Mayan jungle beach magic land and play with us. So we'll just leave you with Ishel. This is the Mayan moon goddess. Abundance, flow,